Can I print this viral 3D printed multi-board with 0 instructions in under 10 minutes? I started by laying out all the parts I 3D printed and putting them into piles. I figured a good place to start would be to actually set up the legs. First I had to figure out what piece went from the square hole to the round one.
Well, I would assume these are what I'm looking for. Probably supposed to bend. Okay.
Ding ding ding, Hayden, you found the right piece. Then I struggled putting it in for a stupid amount of time, got frustrated, and grabbed my hammer. Once the legs were on, it was time to move to our accessories.
Don't quite understand what this thing would be for.
Everything was going smooth until I had to try and figure out how to put this little hook on the board. It had this little screw-in connector to go in the back, but I wasn't quite sure how I was supposed to put it on. Looking back now, I realized I was supposed to put it onto the snap connector first before putting it in, but I didn't know that at the time. I managed to hang up the shelf without issue and ended up using my screwdriver to tighten everything up. Then came the boxes, and I could not for the life of me really figure out how I was supposed to hang these things. It ended up being a super intuitive design and really easy, but I did struggle for an embarrassing amount of time. I was at the final stretch, and by this time I'd gone way over my time limit, and I had one or two pieces that I just did not know what they were for. I did have to cave. I ended up watching a video to figure out what it was that I was missing, and once I realized it, I felt dumb. One of the pieces was to attach two of the boxes together, and the other one was to hang the other box to the wall, which was super easy. Overall, I'd say this build is fairly user-friendly. Once you get to know all the different parts and how they work together, it ends up being a lot simpler. But for somebody who's a complete beginner at this, it was a little bit confusing at the start. I still plan on doing my entire shop in multi-board, but at least I know the answer to